Hey, how's it going?
My thoughts are insufficiently articulate to be shared.
Yeah, that's too bad, I guess.
Hi. Reading the script, huh? I think your character's really funny. I mean, she's sympathetic, too. Well, nice talking to you.
Don't ask me how I am, don't even ask.
Okay.
I just don't want to think about how I am, and if you ask me, I'll just get hung up on it and never get on with anything else.
Okay.
I mean, asking how I am is like pulling the plunger on the H-bomb.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with you personally, it's just that I don't like to think about how I am.
Okay.
How are you?
Okay.
You always seem so mellow. Nothing ever gets you riled, does it? Isn't there stuff that people say or do that pushes your buttons? I mean, like, bad habits, you know? When you're sitting next to this guy at the movies who has post-nasal drip and he makes a sound like an electric shaver when he tries to swallow it. Well, like this. And then halfway through the movie he tries to spit it up in his napkin and he's trying to be really subtle about it, but you can tell what he's doing because you've been listening to him for an hour already trying to swallow it and you know that what goes down has got to come back up. Does that irritate you when that happens?
I never thought about it before.
Well, that always happens to me when I go to the movies. Either that or there's a couple in back of me with the hearing problem. They can only hear what the other person is saying. So they spend the whole movie repeating the dialogue to each other.
Psst. Did she say she was going to shoot him? That's right. I thought maybe she said shoot him. Thought maybe she was talking about the horse. No.
That's really rude when people talk in the movies.
It happened to me last night.
You went to the movies?
Yeah, I go to the movies a lot. Well, hey, you're sure quiet.
I loathe this script.
Oh, I think it's kind of fun. Your character's a Stitch.
Stitch.
Yeah, you know, funny.
I have no idea why anyone would cast me for this part. I'm not in the least bit clumsy. I have command of the spoken word beyond the capabilities of other actors. Most people are galloping clods as compared to my grace and demeanor. What quality could I possibly lend this pathetic character?
How about your natural charm?
I'll admit I'm confused by this turn of events.
Mallory Ann, did it occur to you that that's why they call it acting? Hello, everyone. Isn't it an absolutely gorgeous day?
Hi.
Hi. So don't tell me you were up at 4 a.m. and you baked bread and canned peaches and written your pen pal in France and darned Michael's socks and put in a whole day of volunteer work and still had time to memorize your lines as well as everybody else's.
Not quite.
Okay, I was wrong. You didn't get your peaches canned.
You got the wrong idea, Julia. I'm no superwoman.
Oh, come on. If you aren't, you're about as close as you can get.
I think you're exaggerating, Julia.
No, I'm not. You have everything.
Well, I've been lucky, I suppose.
And I'd like to thank the Academy and my mother and Nancy Reagan, who served as an inspiration to me.
Should I go out and come in again, or can you work this out on your own?
Okay, I'm out of line.
And by the way, I did get my peaches canned.
I'm so glad.
Rosemary.
Yes.
May I speak with you a moment?
Sure.
As you know, I've been cast in a most peculiar role.
Oh, she's great.
For someone of lesser abilities, perhaps.
Well, what do you mean by that?
This is low comedy.
Well, it sure isn't high drama.
I'm not suited for it.
Well, I think you're doing a good job. She's got a wild imagination and a reality base that's kind of unique, but there are things in common in her that are common in all of us.
Oh, then you feel that you have something in common with her.
Why?
I thought perhaps we might change roles.
Are you serious?
Of course.
We just can't trade parts. We've been contracted to play a certain character. Don't you think the director would notice if I started playing your part?
But you said you liked my character.
Well, yes,
But not enough to play her.
please don't take it personally. Or rather, don't let her take it personally.
It was just a thought. I hoped you might consider it. I understand that you're content hiding safely within the folds of your own character skirts, and that you would be uncomfortable taking the kind of risk that I'm taking.
You're a brave woman to lay yourself on the line day after day.
Certainly I will rise to the challenge in this situation. I'm a woman of breeding,
It's really admirable.
and I will overcome this obstacle as I have all others in my life.
I'm sure you will.
It's just that, well, I hate to see a young woman such as yourself deprived of the opportunity to expand your potential. You know, when I was a young woman, I had a mentor. She was my English composition teacher, Mrs. Vorstead. She wore blue, always. My favorite was her powder blue with the lace inset that softened the décolletage. She was wearing that dress the last time I saw her. When I was 19, she went with me to help me buy my first hat. She had exquisite taste. She didn't cater to fashion. She had her own sense of style. I truly admired her. I was so shaken when she passed away. It isn't often that we meet other women who can provide the kind of support that we normally get from our husbands and families. A woman with refinement and breeding who can help guide us along the way. You know, she asked me to do one thing for her before she died. She asked me to variegate my garden. I'm ashamed to say it, but I had followed the fashion for that year and planted monochromatic perennials. She pointed out to me in her delicate, firm way that I had, it's difficult for me to say it even now, I had let her down. But being a young woman with a mind of my own, I went ahead with it, and I had nothing but purple irises that year. How I regret not listening to her. Life on this planet is so short, and we so often miss the opportunity to do that one small deed that can enrich the lives of those that really care for us.
That's so true. Sometimes we just walk away from those opportunities.
It would mean so much to me if you considered me your mentor.
Wow, that's really flattering. It's something I never expected.
If there's anything that I can share with you, my expertise, my influence.
Your part in the show.
Oh, no, of course not. You've already given me your answer on that count. I wouldn't think of continuing to pursue it. But if you do reconsider, I would like to point out that this role is truly a showcase for someone of the appropriate abilities.
Oh, I agree. Even if you feel the part doesn't do you justice, there are things in it you can learn from. At least that's a reward in it for me anyway. Every part I play teaches me something about myself. It makes me come to grips with my own fallibility.
Well, that's just the point. I have no fallibility. I have nothing to bring to this role.
Well, then, it's more of a challenge for you then.
Yes, I suppose it is.
It's those unexpected challenges that teach us the most about ourselves.
Thank you. I'll remember that.
Yes, well, I have to drop my stuff off in the green room.
This is really not what I expected. My expectations are being insulted.
Hey, is anyone in here driving red Chevette?
That's me.
Your lights are on.
Oh, damn.
Did you get your car fixed?
It's not my car! Is anyone in here driving a green Porsche?
There's a green Porsche out there?
No. I just want to see if anyone can afford one.
What do you think?
I don't know.
Well, surely you have an opinion.
Sure.
I'd be interested in hearing it.
About what?
About my role, of course.
Oh, I like your character.
Ha!
I think she's funny. She'll make the audience laugh.
At my expense.
Well, that's sort of what comedy is. You have to be willing to show something about yourself that's embarrassing.
I am well aware of comedic theory and practice, thank you.
Well, laughing makes the audience feel better. Would you like to maybe read through your scenes?
There's nothing to read. It's all nonsense and funny business and shtick. There are no words. There is no eloquence. My gift for declamation is not being utilized.
Well, it's only one part. There'll be lots of other parts.
A fulfilled life is one in which every day is a success story. I'm a positive woman. I rejoice in the creative capability within my body and the power potential of my mind and spirit. I do not want to waste 1 minute of my time.
That sounds positive.
Everybody should feel that way.
Uh-huh. It's just not everybody acts on it.
If you're negative, you can't act on anything. I learned that a long time ago. But that's the difference between men and women. Men are philosophers, and women are practical, and it was thus ever so. Where would Karl Marx have been if he had been a woman?
Still dead?
He spent years in the British Museum doing nothing but reading political philosophy. If he had been a mother, his children would have starved. No woman takes naturally to such a protracted search for the abstract and the intangible. That's why this character doesn't work. She is a woman, and women are emotional, personal, practical, and even mystical.
Well, maybe you could find elements of that in her character.
I don't need a primer on character preparation. I am an actress who has been trained to prepare.
Well,
Well, what?
training is important.
Of course it's important.
Uh-huh.
Preparation is everything. Mother Nature prepares the species for survival. Just like every other woman, Mother Nature takes charge emotionally and psychologically. Without women's maternal instincts, the human race would have died out centuries ago.
Well, it takes two sexes to keep things going. I mean, unless they find a way to make test tube babies without donations, I guess.
That will never happen. The divine architect still has a corner on the market of life's most sacred secret.
Oh, I can't believe this is happening to me. It's no problem. My car's parked right out front.
What a hassle. Now I have to hook up the jumper cables and leave it running for God knows how long until it recharges. Well, what if it doesn't charge back up again?
I'm sure that won't happen. It looks like a new battery.
Well, what if somebody steals the car while it's running?
Then we'll wait till it recharges.
What if rehearsal starts before it's running again?
Well, then we'll do it after rehearsal.
That means you'll have to stay late.
Well, I don't mind.
What about your boyfriend?
Well, he won't mind either. I know you do the same for me.
No, I wouldn't.
Aren't you going to help them?
Oh, yeah, I guess I should. You know, I really don't know anything about cars.
Nonsense. I'm sure you're just being modest.
I'm not being modest.
Men are uniquely gifted in logic and reason, which gives them a superiority in mechanical things.
You know, not all people are alike.
Certainly not. The female body is 50 to 60% water, while the male body is 60 to 70% water. That is why men dilute alcohol better than women and delay its effects. The female body is 25% fatty tissue, while the male body is 15% fatty tissue. Women float, men do not.
See, that's what I was trying to say. When I was a little kid and we used to go to the beach, I could float better than anybody.
To what beach are you referring?
The one on the Pacific Ocean, or one of them.
Well, that's salt water. Everybody floats in salt water.
Esther Williams sank like a rock. She was underwater all the time.
Esther Williams is the perfect illustration of my point. She applied her grace and elegance in an appropriate female arena. Women's athletics have not seen the like of her since. Oh, wait, I misstated myself. There is one other.
Who?
Janet Lynn. While all the militant women's liberationists were stridently demanding more money for professional women in sports, Janet Lynn quietly and graciously signed the most lucrative contract in the history of women's athletics. She was a positive woman who defined her goals and developed her skills to that end. And it wasn't Billie Jean King and all those other liberationist sob sisters who brought higher ticket prices to women's tennis. It was the discovery by sports promoters that beautiful female legs moving gracefully along the court was a highly marketable television product to the delight of male audiences. It was common sense and good business. What is it? Are you trying to say something?
Have I something to say? Have I something to say? Indeed I have, you pitiful wench.
How dare you talk to me in that tone, you scurrilous knave?
Bite that tongue, which like a blade of tempered steel cuts to the quick. You have to learn humility.
And who will teach it to me? Surely not such a one as yourself, you brash and unkempt animal, whose mother was a roasting pig.
Look who's talking unkempt here. Take a look at thyself, you pile of rags. Who does your hair, Sid the Vicious?
Sid the Vicious has been dead these many long years, you lice-infested rodent. And if you had but kept up with the music scene, you would know that. I guess you're out of touch with the arts and sciences as well.
Ah, my beauty. Arts and sciences, then. Shall we speak of them?
I shall, but it appears you are not able to.
Then I must learn from thee, for thou art fair. Not good, but fair.
Your mother ate leeches and then gave birth to you.
The sciences, then. Shall we begin?
We have begun what has been started.
Is this the wench's wit, to wit?
Is wit to you what you would wish?
I would wish for wit that would, to wit, win the most brazen of dames.
Ah, then, to woo you must have wit, to wit.
To wit, to woo, it's all the same to you.
It's nothing to me. I see no wit in any of this.
Very well. Perhaps it's the writing. In any event, dear beauty, I was addressing art. And in addressing you, I address art as well.
Your feeble attempts at flattery make you stink, like Pittsburgh in the summer.
You do appeal to my senses, wench. You speak of odoriferous locales which I have yet to visit.
Trust me, it stinks there.
Who does your tailoring? The old tent and awning company?
If you were but a rogue, I would rather have a gentleman.
Ah, well, gentlemen will have gentle women, and so it is not the same with us, for you are far from gentle. And so am I.
You are a fop!
Know you the meaning of this?
No, but I like the way it sounds. It rolls trippingly off the tongue. Just like dog sweat, which is what you remind me of.
Rolling off a hound's back, which is what you remind me of. Or perhaps rolling on your back for a hound. Or perhaps on occasion, a hound rolling off your back.
Enough with the hounds already. You're insulting dogs who happen to be better creatures than you are.
And to what shall I compare your face, mistress? The sound of looms wailing in the distance could not be more tragic than your countenance.
And what know you of countenance, you cream-faced pokey?
And what know you of grace and elegance, you overbearing shrew? These are not words to you, nor practice.
Aye, and practice is what you'd require. You have the elegance of a rhinoceros in heat.
There is wisdom in you. And buried underneath that ratty exterior, I intend to find it out.
Give it up, dung brat. You'll never get within spitting distance of me again. I'm practiced on it.
Spitting is not a recreation, fair lady, or haven't you heard? Although I'm sure you have your own monogrammed spittoon. Everyone should have a hobby.
I am practiced on avoiding foolish louts like you, who take up the bad intentions of impolite society.
I keep the pace of the society that I am in, to wit, yours, madam.
Oh, you are offensive.
Can we settle then on our positions?
I'll settle on no position with you.
Oh, back to the hounds again then, are we?
No hound such as you shall share my company.
But madam, I am in your company.
You are in my presence. I would not have your company if you were a member.
Nor any of my members in party with your parts.
Oh, thank you to keep your gun askance from me.
Askance as is my love for you.
A scamp you are, and askance of me.
A scamp askance. Who could ask for anything more?
Oh, why have you come? And what do you want?
Surely you received your father's missile.
I have received no missile.
But it was to be delivered anon.
But it wasn't anon the last time I looked.
Look you then, for yonder comes young messenger with a missile. Perhaps the message was mislaid.
Is this the missile that was missing?
What missile is that?
The missing missile of which you spoke.
The missing missile, good miss, is upon us anon.
What ho, and greetings.
Boy, bring the missile thither.
Whither?
Thither, I say, thither.
You needn't get in such a dither.
Odd bodkins, lad, but you're in a cantankerous mood. Is it the bile that creeps in your eyes?
Blech, I hope not.
'Tis the missile of yon wench's father.
My father, the vaporous lout. He's locked me out of his home. He's refused my entreaties. He's trod his big, ugly feet all over my feelings ever since I was but a pup.
Be that as it may, this missile is the document to your future, and it explains with exquisite reason the reason for my visit here.
It need not be exquisite, so long as it be reason.
I guess I'll be going anon.
Fare you well and Godspeed.
I need some travel money.
Zoons, but thou art a callous lad, full of sound and a bit furry. Thy skin is soft.
Oh yeah, anon.
It's got the texture of a baby's bottom. It has been many seasons since my skin felt like that.
Right, well, fare thee well, and I'm off.
Oh, 'tis not a lad, but a veritable woman.
I just haven't had a haircut in a while.
What's the meaning of this intrusion? Thou art not a man. Thou canst not be a page.
How about a pagette?
Oh, that's what comes from sending missiles. Next you know they'll be wanting to drive the ox carts.
And what be wrong with that wench? This girl is every bit as capable as a lad. She arrived with the missile anon, did she not? What man could have done more?
That's not worth a woman.
What is a woman? But a creature of God's own hand. What is a woman? But a hunk of flesh with rounded places to pillow the weary head of her loved one. Can a woman be all to all? And what all does that mean? Woman is one, yet she is many. There are more of her, yet she is few. She is much to several, yet severally she is too much. Why do we but curse her anon, and put strict limitations on her sensibilities? For though she is different, she is also the same. Woman is flesh as man is flesh. She is child as man is child, and she is weary as man is weary. No woman is an island unto herself. What man has the rowboat to get there? Woman is not but what she is, and can never be less, and will never be more.
Boy, you said a mouthful.
Aye, a mouthful of his own regurgitation, I'll wager. God be willing he'll choke on it yet.
Woman, why art thou so nasty?
'Tis not agrees to me that thou thinkst I'm nasty.
I think it's not. I know it. Isn't she nasty?
She's nasty.
I've seen nasty before, and forsooth, this one is nasty.
But by thy own words, woman is naught but what she is. Thy very words deny any sense. Woman is the gentlest of all creatures, and the most gracious. She does not have the gift of reason.
She does too.
Woman is the weaker sex of strength. Is that not so?
Is not.
Is so.
Is not.
Is so.
You say woman lacks reason. Observe. Now, lad, who is no longer a lad, tell us the distance from here to the moon.
That I cannot reckon, sir.
Could you do it with a measuring cup?
Nay, sir.
Could you do it with a compass?
Nay, sir.
Could any man?
Nay, sir.
There. And you say woman has not reason.
I can reckon the distance from here to the moon.
Can you do it?
I reckon it to be not half as far the distance as between your two ears, you pecunious oaf.
Can I go now, sir?
You hog-backed vixen, you stand by there. The authorities will be on to you.
I beseech you, don't turn the authorities on to me.
Indeed we will not. You have done no wrong.
done no wrong. She has dressed as a man in order to do man's work. That is an abomination in the sight of God.
There is no authority on heaven and earth that would condemn this lad, who is not really a lad, for wanting honest wages.
My thanks to you, sir. You alone seem to understand the need for us all to manifest ourselves upon this earth. Surely God can find no fault in that.
Surely not.
It is true the convention of society has forced me to this masquerade, but I assure you, 'neath these manly trappings beats the heart of but one who wants to know true love.
There now. Is this any less womanly than you because it falls from the lips of someone wearing bloomers?
Would that her bloomers be infested with 1,000 maggots?
You know, this ongoing antipathy of yours is what perpetuates the myth of male domination, forsooth.
A comely lass.
Her stench fills my nostrils.
Why would you attack someone who is so eloquent a proponent of your gender?
She is but a whiff of spring air who does not know where to carry her pollen. She's unfulfilled, she's wanton, and she's ridiculously thin.
Your attempts at sultriness have failed to amuse me. Indeed, it is time we get down to business.
What mean you by that?
The missile from your father. I pray you, read it.
My dearest child, you know of the great joy which entered my bosom at your birth. The sight of your delicate features filled me with a light from above. However, over the years, you have developed into quite a nasty person. Hence the reason for my moving to another village while you were at the market one day. I am still not at ease letting you know where I am, but being your father still, I am obliged to care for you in perpetuity, or until I can pawn you off on some sap, whichever comes first. He always was a spineless old coot. Thus it has come to pass that this gentleman from Verona has accepted my offer of marriage to you, so that your long-suffering and consumptive sister will be free to join me and marry whomever she chooses. After all, she is the nice one. Love and kisses your father.
How goes it with you, wife?
Oh, no, you don't, you overbearing galoot.
But my flower, it is done.
I will wed no one who will not allow me to be helpless. Do you understand? I'm helpless. Do you understand that? I want someone I can nurture. I'm a woman of breeding. I want a man I can inspire. I want to love the man that I marry.
Sister, I heard such a ruckus. Are you all right?
Look who's here. This is all your fault. If it weren't for you, I could wait for the right man to come along. As it is, I have to settle for this.
Person? Is that what you were going to call me? A person?
Yeah.
Not a man, not a protector, just a person?
Yeah.
Say it then.
Person.
I can't hear you.
Person, all right, you're a person.
And what is she?
A sniveling trollop.
Now.
All right, she's a person.
My ears deceive me. Can it be true?
Your ears do not deceive you, O fair lady. Your sister, shrew though she may be, has finally acknowledged personhood.
Oh, but this is a miracle indeed. All her life, my sister has had her way with men. She has bullied them and cajoled and demanded that she not be treated equally by them. But now you have won her. It is a debt of gratitude my father and I can never repay.
Let the world think I desired her dowry alone. Though it was a pretty temptation, I ached for more. I desire to teach you the comparable pay theory.
Oh,
You will learn to accept state-funded childcare.
please.
And in time, female police officers. In pants.
Oh, stop. Please stop. I'll do anything you say.
Indeed. It won't be long before you learn to agree with the advocates of pro-choice.
Oh, no, never.
Oh, in time you will. Now, my good woman, let us go and plan our life together. We will must pack our things and travel on as equals.
Oh, please don't use that word.
Does the term disturb you? Then we must use it until you feel comfortable with it. Equal. 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 That's what I was trying to say.
Men and women are not equal. I gave you scientific proof of that before.
Oh yeah. Biology.
Biology is destiny. Don't you agree?
No.
Really?
No.
Oh, there you are.
Did you check into that matter for me?
Yeah. You see, you lose. There's nothing about a costume allowance in your contract. You must have misunderstood it.
I did not. I want my contract amended.
It's not my department.
This is a lowbrow and unprofessional production.
Yeah, well, we work to keep it that way.
I'm such a klutz. I'm sorry about your finger.
It's all right. It's just a blood blister. It'll go away.
I'm a menace to society.
So why'd you have your lights on during the day anyway?
I probably thought it was a windshield wiper or something.
Well, you were worried about nothing. It charged right back up.
I wish I had everything together the way you do.
It's not like I haven't left my lights on before, you know.
Did you get it fixed?
Well, it's all taken care of.
No thanks to the male helper among us.
Well, it wasn't necessary. We handled it.
It doesn't take a gangbang to charge a battery.
Well, that's a change of attitude. A few minutes ago, you were a blithering wreck because you couldn't open the hood.
She's such a warm and caring person.
Oh, she's all right. She's a bit judgmental, but then we all are at times. She is a bit more vocal about her opinions than most people.
You don't have to make excuses for her. She's a nasty person.
No, do you think so?
I think she's nasty.
Well, I hadn't thought about it. I think she's kind of funny.
Funny? She's vindictive, that's what she is. People like that generate a lot of hostility.
Well, does she make you feel hostile?
Everybody makes me feel hostile.
Is that why you slammed the door on my finger?
No! No, I did that because I'm stupid.
Well, at least you had a reason.
Well, since I gave you a blood blister, I guess that means I'm kind of responsible for you, huh? Like when the Chinese save somebody else's life?
Oh, that means I can give you a blood blister and then we can be blood blister sisters.
Wow, that's a really stupid idea.
Oh, didn't you used to do that when you were a kid? Poke a hole and squeeze a drop of blood out and become a blood sister with someone?
No.
Oh, God, we used to do that all the time. I must have hundreds of blood sisters running around.
Where'd you grow up anyway? The set of Leave It to Beaver?
No, St. Charles, Missouri.
You come from a big family?
Oh, just 2 older brothers.
Do either of them ever give you a blood blister?
That and worse.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I've got an older brother.
Oh, do you see him much?
Nah, he's a lot older than me. I left home when I was about 8. I practically grew up an only child.
Well, that sounds kind of lonely.
Yeah, but I'm used to being alone.
Well, what do you like to do in your spare time?
Why? Oh, I get it. You want to know if I'm self-destructive, like if I'll commit Harry by pigging out on ice cream bonbons.
Why, am I that transparent?
You're a therapist. You can't help but ask people probing questions. Doesn't it put distance between you and other people always trying to scope out their problems?
Well, I just try to be receptive if people want to talk.
Well, what about me? What would you say is my biggest problem?
Well, I don't know. I'm not an analyst.
You mean I'm that hopeless?
Well, you're not hopeless at all.
But I am a case, right?
What makes you think that?
I don't know. I feel like a case. And please don't tell me that everybody feels like a case sometimes. It doesn't help to know that.
Well, what do you see as your biggest problem?
My life. Well, I used to think it was because I'm not as skinny as I should be. So I took this class on self-image and I found out I don't have to be skinny to like myself. Once I didn't have that excuse anymore, I decided that my biggest problem must be that I never have enough money. What is enough money?
That's true.
I go to the movies a lot by myself. Sometimes I think it's because it helps me escape. Sometimes I think it's because I like to be around other people without actually having to talk to them. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
When I go to the movies, I feel a part of the crowd. Everybody's there to enjoy what's up on the screen. They like to talk about it afterwards. And I can listen and agree with them or not agree with them without ever actually having to talk to them. I don't really like to be around other people, but I go crazy when I'm alone. Does any of that make sense?
Well, yeah, you can be an extroverted person and have problems getting along with people. It's just that you like to draw your information from other people rather than books or meditation.
You think I'm extroverted?
Well, I think so, but like I said, I'm not an analyst.
Do you think an analyst would be good for me? Oh, never mind. I can't afford one anyway.
Well, have you thought about joining a support group or something?
I don't need a group to support my bad habits. I can maintain them fine on my own.
Well, how about doing something recreational where you can meet people?
Why?
Well, practice makes perfect. You might even enjoy it.
Well, when my boyfriend was around, we used to go out with his friends sometimes.
Really? Did you enjoy that?
Well, sometimes. Once we went to Elitch's with this other couple, and she kept having to go to the bathroom all the time. Well, I didn't have to go, so I wasn't going with her.
Well, that sounds reasonable.
Yeah, but she kept going, like, after every ride, and I started thinking, maybe she's getting sick, and I should go with her and help out. Then I thought, she's not asking me to go along. Maybe she'd be embarrassed if I went. And then I thought, wait a minute, I don't know this person very well. What if she's in there peddling drugs to school children or something? I better go along and find out.
So you were able to justify going with her?
Yeah. Why should I have to justify that?
Well, I was wondering the same thing.
You think I wasn't properly toilet trained or something?
No, I think your kidneys are better than hers.
Oh. This is some kind of psychological phenomenon like peer pressure or some other garbage like that. Well, in this class I was telling you about, well, supposedly they said we all have like physical territories we like to defend, like a 2-foot radius around our physical selves.
Yeah, well, we all need our personal space.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, they tell us, when we're first working with emotionally disturbed people to respect their physical territory.
Yeah, well, they told us that one of the reasons we overeat is because we want to expand our territory by actually becoming bigger. It puts more space between us and other people. When our weight can go up or down depending on how stressed you are, how much you overeat. Do you buy that?
Well, yeah, I had an experience with a patient. She was 150 pounds overweight.
Ooh.
She was always stuffing something into her mouth, either candy or chewing gum. Well, one day we were doing this pantomime, a relaxation exercise. We were hanging on the rail of a cruise ship, enjoying the ocean breeze and watching the seagulls, when she suddenly started to cry. She was so unhappy. She told me she was afraid she'd have another heart attack if she didn't start taking care of herself. Well, she had, her husband had been out of work for over a year. She had 4 kids. His mother was living with him. And on top of everything else, she worked nights. Anyway, she told me that she felt like sometimes she had to be 3 different people. And that's exactly what I think she was trying to do. I think she was actually trying to become large enough to handle all the responsibility.
Well, she better now.
Yeah, I think so. I really had an affinity for her. Some of my patients hook me more emotionally than others. I think it's because sometimes I feel like I've experienced what they're experiencing. In another lifetime, I mean.
You mean reincarnation? Do you believe in that stuff?
Yeah, I think so. I've never had any out-of-the-body experiences or anything like that. But I get premonitions sometimes.
Yeah, like when something lousy is about to happen.
Well, yeah. But have you ever experienced deja vu?
Like when you think you've been in a place before?
Exactly. Sometimes when I walk into a bar or cafe, I feel like I've been there before. Only it's some other time. I mean, I sense that it's completely some other space, completely. And everything that I look at, I see details like a radio or a telephone, and they're not modern. And I know how they work. It's like something right out of the 1940s. And sometimes I even know the words of songs I've never even heard before.
Wow.
Have you ever experienced anything like that?
No, but once when I was at the grocery store with my boyfriend, I could have sworn we had with us the same shopping list we'd had with us the week before.
What happened to your boyfriend?
He's dead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We didn't really die, just wish he had.
Oh, what a rotten thing to say.
He was a rotten person.
Well, did he beat you?
No.
Neglect you?
No.
Was he seeing another woman?
No.
Then why was he so awful?
Because he left.
Is he coming back?
In 2 years.
Well, where is he now?
In London, studying.
Oh, is he on a fellowship or something?
Something like that.
Well, then you must be very proud.
Why?
Well, I would be. He must be intelligent.
Well, he couldn't have been too intelligent if he wasted 2 years on me.
He left you, so that makes him intelligent, right?
You sure you're not an analyst?
Thank you.
No? Why?
I've been waiting for you, my wonderful one. I've begun living all my life. All my love has been waiting for you. My life is sublime now that I'm giving all my love. You seem so lovely, so far above me, I'm almost afraid to look at you. But I adore you, I place before you a heart that's an open book. Scribble on it, huh? All my life, yeah. Hold me close to your heart. But all else above, oh my love, darling, all my life, yeah.